G'day guys, Adam here from Caravan Mods. I'm going to show you how to do option A of our bed fly conversion kit. This is the kit you will have received. Inside will be all of your plastic inserts and the mounting brackets required to turn your existing poles into the freestanding bed fly conversion kit. So let's get into it. So these are the parts you will have received. You'll have 8 bow end inserts, 2 C-clips and 2 mounting kits. On the table here, we're all set up to do a bolts front and back bed fly conversion kit. Bolts mounting front and back is by far our most popular mounting configuration. These are the tools we'll need. We've got a hacksaw, a hammer, a nail punch and a tape measure. So to start with, we take 2 of our existing upright poles. So before you do any cutting of these poles, make sure you just telescope apart them a little bit so that when we cut the other end, we're not going to cut through both sections of the pole. And we're going to chop off the ground foot. You can cut as close to the ground foot as possible. So now we've cut the ground feet off 2 of the traditional upright poles. We're going to go about fitting our plastic inserts or our mounting feet into the bottom of these poles. So now we're going to insert in our bow end insert into the bottom of what was the upright pole. Now we're going to crimp this insert into place using our nail punch and the hammer. We want to line up the nail punch detail with these grooves depending on the thickness of the aluminium. So we want to mark roughly where that groove lines up, and we'll do it on both sides. Just roll it around and mark again, and that's where we're going to put a little dent to retain the plastic insert. Now if we've lined that up properly, when you're on the thicker end of the pole, the 25mm end, this insert will be free to rotate thanks to the detail at the base of the insert. So we've now finished what will be the diagonal uprights of the bed fly conversion kit. We've taken off the rubber foot and we've fitted in the mountable feet or the bow ends to the bottom. Now with our diagonal upright poles, we're going to insert these thumb screws with a nylon lock nut to mount them back to the trailer. So it's as simple as passing the thumb screw through the hole, putting the nylon lock nut on. You can twist him on until it gets too hard, and then from there you're just using a number 13 spanner and you're just turning him all the way down, and that's enough there. Now all this is doing is keeping this thumb screw captive on the pole so you don't lose it when you're packing up. That can stay on there permanently now. So we're now going to take the third upright pole, which we've left untouched so far, and we're going to turn that into 2 poles. It's going to become the 150mm upright pole as well as the horizontal spreader bar. So we're going to telescope apart this third upright into its 2 sections, and we'll work on making the short little 150mm pole to start with. So we're going to measure 150mm down from the aluminium, and that's where we're going to make our next cut. So now we'll take the C-clip from the kit and we're just going to fit the C-clip inside this short 150mm pole. Because we're working with the 22mm section now, it's only going to go in to the first detail. And again, we're just going to put a little dent, flip it over. So this is the remains of the third upright pole. As you can see, we've taken off the straight spigot at the top here to make that C-clip to straight spigot pole. We're now just going to remove the ground foot again, and then we'll put 2 bow end inserts into each end of this pole. So now we get another 2 bow end inserts, 1 for each end of this spreader bar, which was originally our third traditional upright. Again, just putting the bow end insert into each end and crimping it into place. So we're just going to mark roughly where we need to crimp, trying to line it up with that groove so that we have the full rotation of the insert once it's fitted. So if we've done this properly at the thicker end, this insert again will be free to rotate. Now we're going to flip it over and do the other end. So now we'll get the next bow end insert. Going to mark out roughly where we need to put the detent on both sides of the pole. Okay, and that's in there nice and firm now. So now we've done the modification and made the 4 poles which we need for the bed fly conversion kit. We've got our 4 modified poles, 2 of which are our straight spigot to bow end, our horizontal spreader bar, which is bow end on one end and bow end on the other, and we've got the short little 150mm pole, straight spigot to C-clip. We've also got the original bent spigot to flat end, which will become our roof rafter pole. So now we're going to mount the bolts mounting point on all four corners of the trailer. You will have received in your kit a little bolts mounting packet like this. We're simply going to drill a 9mm hole in this under rail here, where we're going to assemble the bolts sub-assembly. So when deciding where to drill, we just need to make sure that we can get tool access up and behind to fasten up the bolt sub-assembly. So I'm going to drill about 100mm back from the end of the bar here, but all I really need to worry about is being able to get tool access at the back. So we've drilled our 9mm hole. We're going to pass up from behind the bolt with the Loctite on it, pass over the washer, and then the standard nut. The nylon lock nut you will have received in the kit is used to hold the thumb screw captive on the pole. We're just using the standard nut in this part. So we've just got a tool on both sides now. So now we've got that set up there with the bolt, the nut and the washer. We're just going to simply thread on the coupling. Again, you'll need a tool just to get it past that Loctite. That Loctite's going to keep it there. All right, that's all firm in there, and you can see it's all just sub-flush of the trailer, so nothing sticking out.